What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Tight Lines and Brow Tines podcast. We're glad to have you here with us. On the previous episode, John brings us a story about the struggles of living in a house full of girls.
Oof.
And Ben provides some feedback from a fan of the show.
We did.
And me and John confront Ben on some rudeness from a bass tournament that we all fished in several weeks
Not letting
ago.
go of that, are we?
So if you haven't seen episode 7, please head over to our channel and check that one out.
Real quick though, now maybe not the best timing, but I would like to ask. We did get Jonathan got. You know what I'm talking about. You had some fan mail on your truck at one of the at one of the boat ramps a couple months ago. Did you ever find out who left that note?
You told me about that.
We weren't going to bring that up. So I did get a letter on my truck, like right after episode 1. We didn't even have, nobody even hardly knew us.
Mm-hmm.
And
They still don't.
I got a letter on my truck. It was like a love letter with hearts on it and all kinds of stuff. But anyways, so I knew that the first guy I called was Cutter because it was a certain bank envelope and his wife works at this certain bank. So he was my first thought.
Pretty good deduction.
But it wasn't him. He was home.
It wasn't me. No, sir.
Eating a McDonald's biscuit or something.
Probably.
But so my second thought, because of where I was at, was Ben. Nobody knew how the letter got on my truck. Well, Ben brings up, why don't you bring it up on the podcast live?
Well, it wasn't me because it was on a Sunday morning and I was at the Lord's house like
where
I was
you were supposed to be. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I wasn't out fishing getting into trouble.
Well, so
Good point.
Ben said, why don't you bring it up? I wasn't going to bring it up because I felt like I was being set.
Well, why don't you?
Huh?
Why don't you? Maybe one of the listeners will reach out and say, "Hey, you know."
Because
I was a little bashful, but it was me. I think you're. I like your show, and with a guy dresses up like Lane Frost on you Saturday morning, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't a girl have a crush on a guy like that?
Oh my Lord! Yep.
So I didn't bring it up because I felt like I was being set up, and then you brought it up today, which is really starting to pique my interest. Why would you bring it up?
I'm just asking if you ever found out who did it.
No, well, no, you know I haven't.
All right, well, let's move on to. See, Big John, looks like you got segment 2 here. Cutter, do you know who? Did you do it? Be honest.
Did you know anything about this?
Yeah, he called and asked me if I did it.
Okay.
He said he called because he called and asked me. He said, "Where were you going down 315 this morning?" I said, "Dude, I've been in the house all morning. We just woke up." So
and you don't know anything
I
about
don't
it?
know anything about it.
You sure?
I'm positive. So let's not have too much dead air on the program here.
Okay. All right.
Let's. I'm just asking if you ever found out who did it, man.
Come clean.
What is
do
this
it?
about?
Well, we can go ahead and solve the issue.
What,
We've done some investigating work,
who was it?
and it's already been told right here. Can you see?
Who wrote the letter?
Well,
It was a female's
The thing
handwriting.
about it wasn't really intentional, but they were somewhere close by and happened to see your vehicle at the boat ramp. And it's been pretty funny for the last couple of months. I mean,
I'm flabbergasted
the
because
only ones that knew about it was me and Ben.
well,
But I had nothing to do with it. I'm innocent
but I can't believe you. How long did you know?
from the day it happened.
Oh,
But-
man,
but
the
it-
betrayal. The betrayal.
But it may not sound as funny to anybody who doesn't know Big John. When Big John gets something on his mind, that is all.
It's like
all
a cancer.
that matters right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bro,
And just for 3 days, for a week.
I was this close to having it fingerprinted. I mean, it was driving me crazy. But so I even had Michelle call Stacy because I knew he wouldn't come clean about it.
Right.
So I had Michelle call Stacy or text Stacy that night and say, because it was a female's handwriting, there was no doubt about it. And I said, just text her, see if she wrote that. And she texted her, and Stacy texts back, it wasn't her. So right then and there, I said, Stacy's an honest person. I said, it wasn't him.
So Ben didn't write it, and Stacy wasn't there when it was put on the
No.
truck.
She wrote it. And
I was saying you didn't know. You didn't write it.
Oh, no.
Right.
No, when Michelle texted my wife and I just my wife's not gonna lie about it, so I'm the one that did the response.
It was his wife's phone, but he was the one entering the message. His
dirty
wife did
dog.
not lie. So his wife didn't lie. It was all Ben doing the line.
So this bit's probably a whole lot more entertaining to us at the table who's seen him going in circles for the last month and a half about
It's been bad.
his
It's been
love
bad.
note.
And it was funny. We was all just sitting here in the room, taking a break a minute ago, and John's wife says, "Have y'all been to this new restaurant down by the lake?" And I started laughing, and she sees me.
Because that's where we were at when we saw his pick. I'm like, oh, let's go leave a note.
Anyhow,
So, all right.
All right.
There you go,
it's
Big
been
John.
good. We've
All
had a
right.
big laugh out of it. It's been fun.
That's good.
And you still weren't going to come clean about it today.
Well,
Thank you, Cutter.
You're welcome. That's what
you're
I
thinking
do.
him, but he's known about it just as long as I have.
But he came. At least he came clean about it today. He came clean about it before you did.
You're right.
All right.
All right. We're gonna get into a little segment here. I'm gonna quiz y'all.
Okay.
And now this is according to Bassmaster.com.
Okay.
Give me what do you think the top 3 best lakes to bass fish in the United States?
In the United States?
Yep, top 3.
Oh, I don't even
Okay.
know
Um,
lakes in the U.S.
Now we talking smallmouth and largemouth?
Just in.
Okay.
Yeah,
So Rayburn will probably be in the top 3.
it's not.
It didn't make the top 3? Okay. All right. Okay. Would Okeechobee be there?
No.
Really?
That was one of my
was
guesses,
gonna be
and I
mine.
don't even bass fish.
No.
All right. What about Gunnersville?
Not in the top 3.
Okay. All right. Okay. I got one. Can I have one
Well-
more? Or did you take one?
I haven't took one yet, but I was
The goat
I was,
has to be on there.
What?
The goat has to be on there. Lake Fork's got to be.
Not top 3.
What?
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Lake Fork comes in at 7.
Okay. Let me hit sorry. Lake Champlain.
No.
Really?
Nope. It's not even on here.
It's like
Who?
the best
What about St. Lawrence?
Yep. That's number 1.
for
Really?
bass fishing or smallmouth.
That's smallmouth.
But it's bass fishing.
Yeah, you know,
That's
you're
a
right.
river, ain't it?
It is
Bass
bass
fishing.
fishing.
Oh, I know.
It's a river
Yeah,
system.
I know. That's why
Yeah.
I guess Champlain. Because
Yeah.
that's the smallmouth
Yes.
fishery.
St. Lawrence River's first.
That's the first one. Okay. Nailed it.
Number 2.
Oh, it took us 10 guesses.
I mean, shoot, we're gonna have.
I cannot believe y'all aren't going to get
top
number 2.
top 10 to top 3.
OH-Ivy.
Okay.
Oh, but I mean,
Number 2 is OH-Ivy.
but it's okay. All right.
All right.
You going to argue with him?
I kind of do because I don't necessarily agree with the
Well,
survey.
then I'm going to say that number 3,
Um,
it's got to be another northern lake, right?
And number 3 is no,
Lake Erie.
it's a western lake.
for bass fishing.
Amistad?
Oh, Clear Lake.
There's
No,
something in
Clear Lake comes in
California.
at number 6.
It's gonna be something in California,
It is.
but I don't know.
It's
I don't
the
know
San Joaquin Delta.
in California.
That's all connected.
I don't know nothing
Okay.
about that.
But yeah, that was the top 3. And then 4 is St. Clair. 5 is Felsmer Reservoir, Stick Marsh in Florida. I've never heard
Yeah,
of
I
that
don't
one.
know that one either.
Clear Lake 6, Lake Fork is 7, Lake Erie is 8, Sam Rayburn 9, Santee Cooper 10.
Okeechobee doesn't make the top
No.
10.
So 3 of the top 10 are in Texas.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
there you go.
OH-Ivy, Sam Rayburn, Lake Fork. Yep.
Okay.
All right, Cutter, this was for you. I threw this one in there just for you, Cutter.
Bring it on.
Give me the top 3 crappie lakes. in the
They ain't
United
got a
States.
clue. I'd say, and Grenada's probably one.
It's not.
It's not
And
one.
that surprised me whenever I was looking at this. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, Fork's probably in there too.
It's not.
Nope.
It's not.
And
Matter of
I'm-
fact, there's not
you
a
follow
uh
in
no, not in the
Alabama?
top 5.
No.
Neely Henry
Yep. Okay. So
is
I've heard of
1.
it.
Pickwick is 2.
So both those are Alabama, aren't they?
Neely Henry's Alabama. Pickwick's Tennessee.
I was gonna say Tennessee or Kentucky. I'm not.
Pickwick's Alabama.
I'm pretty sure Pickwick.
Let's not Google it during
Okay.
the program. But I'm
Well,
pretty sure
I had it already pulled up, but so and then 3, I've never heard of this one. Worcester Lake.
I
You
don't
ever heard
know.
of that?
I don't know.
And then
And
4.
why are those top?
Yeah, what? How are these ranked?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
top-
because-
top what?
Well,
I mean,
It's I just googled the top 5 crappie lakes in the United States. This was done in 2021 on wiredtofish.com.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder how they're classified.
And I guess one of the because I classifies that's a good question because on the top 20 or top 10 bass lakes, the top 3, I mean, I don't know of many 30, 40, 45 pound bags coming out of the lakes that are in the top 3. Sam Rayburn has 40.
OH-Ivy?
Huh? But I don't know how many. Yeah, they do. I mean, OH-Ivy, but like Sam Rayburn's had multiple 40 plus pound stringers come out of there. I mean, I don't know how many 40-pound stringers they've got.
So they're
now,
probably
though,
not classifying
out of
it
St.
on
Louis.
weight as much as how good the fishery is. Because
Yeah,
the
I
St. Louis
guess.
River is, I mean,
But-
phenomenal by everything I've seen. I've never
I
been there.
guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
yeah, but that's a big stop on the bass. This has got to be like just pop culture, like recent fame or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, the Bass Lakes was done by Bassmaster. I mean,
Right.
according to the lakes they fished, I guess. I don't know. But-
Well, Bassmaster research sucks. I mean, that's just a ridiculous segment we just did there. None of those.
he poo-pooed my segment.
Disagree. Disagree.
Of course you do. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break. All right, folks, we are back. Let's get into our most likely to segment we like to do. Number one is going to be most likely to say something controversial when meeting someone new.
Oh, well, I've got two.
Really?
Yeah, you've never been one to mince words.
But I'm not
Damn.
controversial.
Oh, yes, you are.
I mean, define
You enjoy
controversial.
it. Well, argumentative? Is that the same thing?
Like uncomfortable? Are you
Well,
trying to say-
I would say, and I don't know what he's specific, because I got a guy who oftentimes calls me before we come over and, hey, just by the way, don't say this and don't say that and don't do that.
Because you're most likely to say something controversial.
No, I mean, it's
Yeah.
typically not, let's not say something
That-
controversial.
that-
Just don't say this.
You just proved my point. Thank you.
Okay.
The next guy is Dave. Dave definitely would be most likely to say something controversial. Say something. I don't know if controversial is the right word, but
well,
it would be
that is
controversial.
the
Well,
word.
I'm talking about what I'm talking about. Controversial would definitely, if other people hear you, it could become confrontational, not controversial.
Two different things.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So I guess it'd be Ben.
Doesn't seem right.
What would your answer?
Well, why would you
Oh,
say
I don't have anybody specifically. I just don't know that. I mean, if you want to go with me, that's fine. Because I mean,
Well,
What?
that's my answer. What's your answer?
do we all have to have one?
Yeah, everybody gives their who's most likely to do that.
what do you think about me? What were you saying about me?
Well, it's more confrontational than it is controversial.
I-
So
yeah.
so that's why I kind of backed out of it.
Okay.
It's more confrontational. That's why I got off you.
Yeah, because you don't want to talk about it. You can't be. You're afraid of.
No, you're definitely confrontational.
Is that a marlin on the side of your
Marlin on
cab?
the side of that.
What's wrong with a marlin?
Why would you put a marlin? I mean,
Why would I have a marlin on the side of my
Yeah.
cab?
Have you ever caught a marlin?
I want to catch a marlin.
Hmm.
We'll get into that in a little bit, but yeah.
yeah. Right after
there's
you're done,
nothing wrong with a
right after you're
marlin.
done riding Red Rock.
Nothing wrong with it. That's not even funny.
That's really funny.
Lane
Lane
Frost,
Frost over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
the Marlin roper.
Lane Frost. I'm way bigger than Lane Frost.
Well, maybe that's okay.
Tough eating.
Nothing wrong with Marlin fishing, cowboy.
Well, y'all are trying.
That's good.
Y'all are trying. I'll give you that.
Just curious. So do you wear your spurs when you're fishing? I mean, because you could dig those into the hole of the boat and help get a little.
Yeah, it's a big one, boy.
Yeah, big right here.
I got him.
No, that's fine. I'm just curious. I didn't know.
Why are you on me? Why are you on
From
me?
a phone booth in Cheyenne to the shores of Florida. This guy right here.
I think it's just because you look mighty fine as a cowboy today. That's all.
Giddy up. Yeah. Giddy up.
Can we see your boots?
I wear this every time I go to church or go out or
Like once a year. For
Yeah.
church?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
You look nice.
Yeah, man, you look nice. You're sharp.
Thanks.
Send us a memo next time we're dressing up in our formal wear.
Yeah.
I can't help y'all underdress for the occasion. I mean,
Do you hook your boat onto your horse trailer or your horse trailer onto your boat? I'm just curious at what combo you hook those two up.
he's just not gonna stop.
That's all good. Oh, we're done.
All right, so we'll let Ben have that one.
right.
Most likely to have road rage.
Well, that's Big John over here. Big John over here. Because it's been clear that you've parked on the side of the road and said you're not driving anymore. Not necessarily on the side of the road, but you.
That's not road rage though.
That's just lazy.
That's just getting tired. Getting
Oh,
tired
yeah.
because I drive all week. Yeah, it's got more to do with my profession and what I do during the week than it does.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever.
Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
That had to do with your
Yeah, man, we've been at Disney all day. I was just tired. I mean, I was tired. It had nothing to do with road rage.
tired a lot.
Who do you think, Cutter? give me an answer, man. Who at this table would be most likely to have a road
Well,
rage?
I don't know. We're all probably very similar because there's 3 truck drivers here. Then he's an office dude that works 3 hours a day, so he don't get road rage. So
He does.
I've never rode with him, so I don't know. I mean, I've never.
He does
been
not
around him
often though, but I
driving or-
have seen him.
Just
I
when
have
people are
seen him
stupid.
rage. Yeah.
Oh man, remember that drunk driver that one time we was coming back from Anahuac?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
we was on this little 2-lane road between
Yeah.
like Dayton and Cleveland, and we're doing 70 mile an hour down this highway, and this knucklehead, I mean, just pulls right out of a parking lot right in front of us. I mean, drunker than Cooter Brown. He was all over the road. Dude never checked up, never looked, never nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had a few words about that one. I think you were asleep in the passenger seat.
Probably.
Yeah,
So
probably
I
because
would
you were
say-
so tired from driving all week.
Right. You're getting it. All right. I would say that maybe we don't have road rage as much as we have a zero tolerance for stupid people.
Yeah.
That's better.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
All right.
All right. Number 3, most likely to back you up in an argument.
Can I just go and throw this one out there?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say nobody at this table. In fact, just the opposite. If you were right in an argument, nobody at this table would back you up.
No.
In
Probably
fact,
not.
if they could find a reason to help throw you under the bus, they would. I mean, let's be honest. Nobody at this
Probably
table.
more likely, or more so, if we're together.
Yes.
Just so
Yes.
you can
Yeah.
gang up on somebody.
Absolutely. And it's usually 3-on-1.
Right.
Right.
It's,
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
In this next segment, we'd like to ask our viewers and listeners if you could go anywhere on a dream hunt and a dream fishing trip, where would you go? Big John, start with you.
All right. For the dream hunt, man, I've always my dream hunt would be to go anywhere and kill like a 200 class deer. I mean, just to be able to have a shot at an animal like that.
Yeah.
I would love that.
You got like a preferred state or environment or anything like that? 'Cause, I mean, you can
Man,
kill 200 class deer in a lot of places.
I was looking at one time. I think it was in Wisconsin.
Okay.
But somewhere up north where the deer are bigger, you know,
Yeah.
and a 200 class deer hunt up north somewhere.
Big 'un.
It is. But I would love. I mean, that'd be my dream.
Would your fishing trip be a marlin trip?
I hope
Actually-
you wear that cap.
Actually, it would be.
Okay. All right. That's
yeah,
fair.
I've never had the opportunity to do anything like that, and I've always wanted to. I've only been saltwater fishing one time, probably ever, and I was little when we went. But yeah, I'd want to do like a marlin trip.
Okay. Big Dave.
Yeah. For hunting, man, I want to go north. Alaska or Canada
Yeah.
will be cool. A caribou hunt. Ever since I watched one, my dad used to get all the hunting videos from Realtree and stuff like that. And caribou hunts seem super, super fun.
Right. Right.
They're remote. You got to put a lot of work into them, but they'll fly you into a place on a little water plane, and then you take a boat ride somewhere, and then a 4-wheeler somewhere, and it just seems like it's out there, man. And the caribou is a big, big animal.
I actually had a friend of mine that was stationed up in Alaska for several years, big time hunter, moose, caribou, black bear, grizzly bear. He's got a pretty cool picture on hanging up at his place where he's walking out, because I think they rode 4-wheelers, and I think it was like 40-mile ride, then another 20-mile hike, and it was a several-day trip. But he got a big caribou, and on his way out, he's backpacking out, got the antlers sticking off of his backpack, and the northern lights are over the snow-capped side of the mountain.
Will they Photoshop that? Or?
No, it was not Photoshop,
Really?
man. Absolutely freaking awesome. And I've been to Alaska a few times, man. Really
That
freaking
looks
cool
really
place,
cool.
man. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, so fishing trip will probably be Alaska too.
Yep.
In fact, I work with the guy now that works in Alaska for a long time, and he's got a lot of cool stories of going up and camping on these, like, I guess they call them sounds or something like
Yep.
that, little flats of water, and just halibut, trout,
Yep.
salmon, all kinds of cool
And the
stuff.
beauty of it is you don't have to worry about snakes.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cold up there. You don't have to worry about the old cottonmouth water moccasin.
That's right.
Copper-headed rattle moccasin.
Cutter, how about it?
Well, mine would be a crappie trip, probably to.
Big shocker there.
Yeah, big shark over there. Yeah, ain't nobody worried about no. I've done offshore stuff, so Grenada Lake, Mississippi, probably.
Yep.
Trying to chase a 4-pound crappie. I like to do that. And then my hunt would be no state in particular, but I'd like to go shoot a big bull elk with my bow. what I like to do. Up
Oh,
in the mountains
nice,
somewhere,
yeah.
Utah, Arizona, wherever, and no particular state.
That's a lot of work too. The elk hunt.
Yeah, it is, but I say with a bow, that's different than a gun. Shooting.
Oh yeah.
Shooting a 200-inch deer with a rifle from 300. Ain't
Well, I
much
would think that the
skill
bow
in
hunting
that.
would probably be more work than rifle hunting.
It'd be a lot more work.
Yeah.
But it'd take a lot better hunter to do it.
Yeah.
So he thinks he's up for the challenge.
Was that a stab?
Yeah, I think it
I
was.
don't know.
Because you brought up 200 class, and I specifically remember that being my dream hunt.
Well,
Was
I
that a
just
stab?
don't. In my opinion, anybody can sit in a stand
So
with a
wouldn't-
heater
wouldn't-
and
you wouldn't like
and
you wouldn't like to
Well,
go kill a 200 class deer?
that
With a
don't
rifle?
impress me much, really.
Really?
It really don't.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
No.
funny story about a heater in a stand. So
Oh yeah.
so I have this new stand that I'm hunting this year that I got from my dad, and when my mama and papa moved out of their house, my papa had this big shop, and so all the grandkids went in there, and we got to kind of pick out things that we wanted, and I got these heaters that are supposed to just screw into a bottle, a big 20-pound propane bottle. So I took this heater, my papa's dead now, he's been dead for a few years, and I put it in my deer stand. And so I thought, papa's gonna keep me warm while I'm out here hunting. But it was 1st of December this past year, and I'm sitting in the stand, and boy, it's cold out. I mean, it was probably 25, 30 degrees. So I kick on the heater. Boy, it's toasty, man. I'm feeling good about everything. I start seeing like this black stuff kind of fall down in front of my face, and I look down. I've got a shelf with my cup sitting there, and there's just like black stuff all over the place. I thought maybe like a spider web was something inside the burner on this heater. Freaking deer stand. So this is one of those like big round. It's got a ceramic plate inside there, and that buddy is hot, right? Well, I had it about this far from the roof of the stand, and it's all plywood, and we've got like corrugated metal on top of that, And I look up, and there's just like this red hole, just glowing on the roof of the stand.
Jeez.
And so I cut the thing off real quick, and I go to blow on the fire. Well, when I blow on it, it actually pokes a hole through to that little in between space, and man, the whole thing on there is on fire. I'm just seeing little flames stick out of the side of the stand and everything. And I had one bottle of water in the stand with me, and I popped the lid on it and stuck it in there and just squeezed the life out of it, and it put the fire out.
Oh,
But
man.
I've seen this stand, and his only option for survival at that point was to put the fire out because the stand's real rickety, and you're not gonna get out of it fast.
No. No. So yeah, Papa almost burned my deer stand down last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break. All right, folks, we are back. So before we went to break, I accidentally cut off Ben from doing his
Right.
dream
It's
hunt,
fine.
his
It's good. It is.
his
It is.
dream fishing trip. So man, let's hear it.
Well, I'll make it pretty quick. For me, fishing, it's going to be Lake Okeechobee. I think I want to go down there and probably do a guided trip and do the Florida bass fishing experience.
Yeah.
You talk about Alaska. I've done a halibut trip up there. I've done king salmon fishing, and it's unlike any other thing you've ever done. I mean, it's just the freaking coolest place in the world in Alaska.
Now, did you go inland in Alaska, or did you
No,
go
we
offshore?
actually went out of Valdez. So we did our salmon fishing just on a river. My buddy had a jet boat, and we would go, I don't know, probably 15, 20 miles downriver, and for the king salmon, and that was a lot of fun. The 2 previous years before I had went up there, we went out of Valdez about 100 miles offshore,
Okay.
really close to where the Valdez Exxon tanker actually go right by the buoy where it wrecked.
Oh yeah.
And,
yeah. Okay.
So fished about 100 foot of water, did the halibut trip. So all that was a lot of fun. I mean, if I hadn't been, that would be my dream trip. But having done that, I would say Florida's probably the last one on my bucket list. As far as hunting, I don't do a ton of hunting, but it would be somewhere in Alaska. I mean, the majestic wilderness up there is just unlike any. I mean,
Massive.
you just see moose everywhere. I mean, bear everywhere. It's just freaking awesome. It really is.
All right, well,
All right.
let's
So, moving on.
Moving on. Let's get into that segment. Probably the most valuable segment of the show. Let's go to the cutting
agree.
There's
edge.
no doubt about that.
High value.
High value. So for the cutting edge, how would you handle a situation where someone is trying to back a trailer down or pull a boat out of the water and they just don't have a clue what they're doing?
I mean, would you help them? Would you just let them Be stupid or what?
A little bit of both, probably.
Yeah.
You know, you can only watch that crap for so long. And you say, man, I got to go. Especially if they're blocking the boat route.
Oh yeah.
Where I need to put in or come out, whatever. So you go in there and say, hey, man, get out of the way. Let a professional get here and do it for you.
There you go.
You know, just get out of your truck.
Yep.
And then that's going to piss him off because his wife's going to see that I'm a better driver than her husband is. And it's going to cause a confrontation.
Yeah, that's not good.
So you got to be careful. But you want to help them, but it kind of depends. If it's two dudes, then you piss one of them off, then the other dude's going to stick up for his buddy.
But if there's two of them or three of them and they can't figure it out, then that's a problem.
Yeah,
It is.
that's a big
Which, I
problem.
mean, if you recall, when we were all at Lake Fork at the lodge, if for our listeners that remember our trip,
Oh,
the
yeah.
lodge,
Yeah.
we came in and there was these three guys loading up this old Cajun boat. Looked like they might have been whipping some stuff up in the meth lab and then decided to take the Cajun out for a spin. And man, they had this boat. It's a steep ramp anyway, and they had that trailer all the way. I mean, the
This
roller.
is at Oak Ridge, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
at Oak Ridge boat ramp. I think
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they had the trailer all the way underwater, and then they would nose the boat up to the roller was barely out of the water.
And it was real windy.
It
Yeah,
really
it was a
windy.
hard
And
one.
at one time, I think they got the boat hooked, and then it was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
and you're like, and then I think one of us finally load up. Man, y'all sure it might get look easy? I was like, we don't do meth, so we're a little smarter.
Yeah.
But
those dudes were a
those
lost
guys-
ball in tall grass.
oh my gosh, I don't know that they ever.
And then even when you tried to help him, like the other buddy was like, "No, back it in further." And
I
Ben
said-
finally
yeah, I
had to
said- I
tell
told
him,
him, I
"Do
said-
not listen to him."
Yeah, I think one guy was like, I was like, pull the boat out of the water. You need to pull your trailer up a little bit and get it on flat. And the guy, no, just leave it. I said, don't listen to him. Like you need to pull up. You're not gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I'll tell you what's a pretty bad ramp on Lake Palestine is the Villages.
I've never put it into Villages.
I have struggled at the Villages by myself because the
think I
ramp
have either.
is pretty steep.
yeah,
And those steep ramps, you got to get the trailer in the water to be able to get the boat up to the roller.
but not
then-
too far in the water because you don't want to T-bone into the roller.
In the roller,
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, and
Right.
you also don't want the back of your boat to swing off.
Well,
the
that's
trailer.
true too. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
But hey, do you remember the one time we were fishing out of Flat Creek and those Mormons came up with that sailboat? I think we FaceTimed you
Oh,
when we were there.
yeah.
Yes.
And dude, the lake was low that
I'm
year.
surprised they got that in the
never
water. I
would've
didn't.
thought they would've
Yeah, y'all were
got it in.
FaceTiming me,
Yeah.
and
Dude, because we had been out crappie fishing that day, and we pulled up, and there's just this ginormous wooden sailboat, like
Huge.
something from like a book out of the 1800s or something like that.
Yes.
Man, it was massive, and we knew we had to pick up and get out of there before we got ourselves in a bind.
yeah, it's like they're trying to put One-Eyed Willie's ship in the water. But they got it in there, and oddly enough, like I never because the lake was low last summer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I never would have thought they would have got it in there. That's why I FaceTimed you. I was like, this is
Yeah.
fixing to be a show.
That was good. All right.
Well, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Tight Lines and Brow Times podcast. We really appreciate the feedback and support we've received so far.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Facebook.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions or comments or something you want to hear us talk about, feel free to shoot us an email at tightlinesandbrowtines.tx@gmail.com. That is tightlinesandbrowtines.tx@gmail.com.
Until next time, stay safe, stay outdoors.
All right.
All right. And you can also reach Big John at badboybullriders.net.